Hello, I'm Chuck Wooden, and you're watching the Veterans Corner. My co-host, Monique Melanson-Hunter, is off for tonight. If you haven't seen the Veterans Corner in the past, it's a show dedicated to our veterans, their families, and all those that give support to the veteran community. Each week we bring to you the viewers, organizations, foundations, groups, and individuals who offer services to our veterans. This show is designed to get the word out so our veterans and their families can benefit from these services. We have a special group with us tonight. Actually, they've been here before. To my right, we have Nicole DeFelice. Nicole, thanks for being back.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, good to see you.
And to my far right, I'm going to just go like this because we can't reach. We have Renee Buffard. Renee, great to have you back. They are from Healing Hoofbeats of Connecticut, Incorporated, yes. The new name. Yeah. This is going to be a two-part series. There's so much information that we're going to cover that we need to make this a two-part series, which we do quite often. I think the last time you were here, it was a two-part series. So let's jump right into this. There's so much to cover. First of all, combat Afghan veteran.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
Can you just share with the viewers a little bit?
Sure.
What branch, when you were in?
Yeah, absolutely. I served with the Army National Guard right here in Connecticut for 6 years. I served as military police. I deployed to Afghanistan in 2012 for a year. Was stationed in the Ghazni province, operated as a mine roller driver, and now I'm here with you fabulous folks.
Well, on behalf of the Veterans Corner, the viewers, we want to thank you very much for your service.
Thank you. Thank you for your support.
And one thing I forgot to mention is your titles. Renee is the owner of Healing Hoofbeats of Connecticut, and she's a licensed therapist and certified equine therapist. And Nicole is an equine specialist.
Right.
Did I get that right? Did I forget anything?
No.
Okay, beautiful.
You have so many acronyms. Are you sure you don't?
Well, I saw those.
I
I saw those, and I said, we're going to keep it simple.
Make it brief.
Exactly.
Yeah. But and Renee, thank you for everything you do for the veteran community on behalf of Veterans Corner and our crew here and the viewers. Let's jump into this. Can you give the viewers a backstory, a little history of Healing Hoofbeats?
Sure. So I am a licensed clinical social worker. I've been working in mental health for about 15 years now, and I started doing equine assisted psychotherapy when I was in grad school about 10 years ago, and dabbled in it here and there, and then started doing it full time about 3 years ago. I specialize in working with people with trauma. Whether that's veterans or kids or adults who've incurred developmental trauma or chronic trauma.
Okay. When you say trauma, any of that ever, was it traumatic brain injury?
Sometimes, yeah, most definitely.
The physical aspect.
Yep. So, yeah, it can come out in many different ways. It can be traumatic brain injury or some kind of a physical disability that's happened because of a trauma.
Because obviously veterans, we've seen an awful lot of that.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Nicole, what's your background?
Yeah, so as we mentioned earlier, I served in the military for a brief stint. Following that, I worked as an advocate for disabled veterans. I continue to do that now. And it was through that work that I sort of met Renee. Her and I started working together probably, 2 years ago now, maybe?
I think so, yeah.
Which was how Operation Warrior Horse came to be. I was doing an internship for my mental health degree at Shepherd Meadows, and Operation Warrior Horse was conceptualized, and we've had a lot of fun growing it ever since.
Yeah.
I know we're going to talk about that more down, future questions here. But how's it been received?
The program?
Yeah.
Fabulously,
yeah,
I think. Yeah,
very well received.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's a little bit of some difficulty with the programs that are available for veterans right now. There's a lot of promotion of talk therapy, which isn't necessarily the preference for our demographic. So bringing something new to the table, something fresh, and something experiential has been really well received.
Yeah. And I know we talked about it at great lengths last year. look forward to, I don't know if it's this segment or the next segment. I forgot how I got the questions drafted out here, but we're definitely going to get into that, and it's really obviously pertains to the show.
Definitely.
So, where are you guys located now?
So we have 2 locations for Healing Hoofbeats. We're in Morris, Connecticut, which is a part of Litchfield County, and that is where our home base for Operation Warrior Horse is. And then we also have a location down in Franklin, which is down in the southeastern part of the state, where we run a lot of individual therapy and group therapy
By
there.
Norwich, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's directly north of Norwich.
Now, you were actually, you were at one other location before
We were in Hartford.
Hartford.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're no longer in Hartford.
Yeah. Now, we were just talking about Operation Warrior Horse.
Yeah.
And said it was going to be coming up further down in
And
the
it is.
questions.
And here we are.
And if Chuck was just looking a little bit further into his crystal ball, he would find out that that's the very next question.
Yeah.
Nicole, tell the viewers a little about, actually a lot about.
A lot about
Operation
Warrior Horse. Sure.
Really, get the word out. Let people know what Operation Warrior Horse is.
Yeah, yeah. We're really excited to be here
Yeah.
sharing information about this program again. We discussed it a little bit last time we were here. So Operation Warrior Horse is a 10-week experiential therapy program that we do specifically for veterans who are healing from some kind of trauma from their military service. So through our program, they're able to partner with one of our horses. This is a group therapy we usually do. Renee and I host at the farm in Morris. So we meet once a week for 2 hours. Each week is sort of a building block. We try to work towards different therapeutic goals, teach them new coping mechanisms, perhaps work on their self-awareness. It's very unique in that it's kind of driven by the needs of the group members and what we're reading from the horses. So every time they come to the farm, they're out there, really working through things. It's hands-on. It's not sitting, in an office with a therapist, dredging up their old trauma. It's very present focused. So I think it's an incredible program in that way.
Yeah.
Now, we've had a few therapeutic riding centers on, actually one other besides you. And I think they adopted or go with the thing, there's no riding, right?
We actually do mounted work.
Do you?
So there's no riding in that we don't teach horsemanship skills and we don't teach the riding skills. Everything that we do is mental health based and it's relationship based. So what we make sure our clients and the horses have in their partnership is a healthy, mutually beneficial relationship. So some of that means mounted work, and that brings a next level of self-awareness to the client and the client working with the horse.
Now, you don't just work with veterans,
No.
right? I mean, what other populations do you work with? What groups do you work with?
We work with pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
We work with very small children. We work with, like I said, we work with people who have incurred trauma. We work with people who have autism, reactive attachment disorder, anxiety, depression. We have a new group that will be starting up at some point in the fall for first responders. That will
We had talked about that.
Yep, we talked about that a little bit. Yeah, so that will be a group that we're going to run probably starting sometime in the fall for first responders.
That's good. I mean, my background in corrections, I mean, I know a lot of law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs.
Yes.
These programs, they're in great need of these programs.
Definitely.
It's not just veterans that suffer from PTSD.
Yeah. We saw a lot of parallels between those two populations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you're going forward with that. I know we
Yeah.
talked
Yeah.
about it just recently.
Yep. Yeah, we're very excited.
I actually mentioned that to Gina from Mains in Motion.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And I don't know if they're looking down the road to incorporate that into their program.
Okay.
But it certainly is. My next question is, why horses?
Ooh, that's a good
My
one.
horses. Because they don't have any judgment, and they are very quick to respond. What it would take a person in a human-to-human interaction to respond, or to get fed up with somebody if it's a negative interaction, or to just be upfront. It takes a human a long time to do that, whereas the horse does that instantly. They require that we are in the present moment and that we're congruent. So what we're feeling on the inside is really what we're displaying on the outside. So when someone has a mask on, or they say, "I'm fine," the horse is like, "No,
Yeah.
you're not.
You can't lie to me.
Right, you can't lie to me." They're and so they're a great lie detector. So that
was just
really
thinking that.
helps to, move that therapeutic process along, and we see amazing results because of it.
I was going to ask you how fast, you were talking about autism and some of the other anxiety. How fast, I know everyone's different.
Yes, everyone is definitely different, and we do everything on an individual basis. What I like to tell people is that what I would do in therapy in an office setting with clients doing traditional talk therapy for a year, we do in about 16 weeks. So because it is very experiential, and because there's that motivation to have the relationship with the horse, clients want to move fast. They want to get that stuff going, and they want to heal so that they can have those healthy relationships.
The next question actually goes with this past question right here, and it's, what sets this program apart from other programs for veterans that work with horses?
Us.
Exactly.
Right? Yes, us.
Yeah.
So, and we are the only team that has a mental health professional and a veteran. So there are many different programs that say that they are therapeutic, and they do wonderful work for veterans. We have that next level. So we do truly help people understand the backstory as to what's going on for them, and why behaviors are coming up, or why symptoms are coming up.
Right, and it's safe and healthy for them to do it in this
Right.
environment because we have a mental health professional there.
Yeah.
And I think, too, having a combat veteran be a part of the team sort of allows them to
Open up.
build that trust,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot sooner than for perhaps a civilian or a stranger. Or
Definitely.
Well, my past experiences just being in the veteran community, you've got some that probably would never open up.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're there, that trust factor is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Exactly, and that's another piece as to why the horses are so wonderful, because
Yeah.
it's not just this face-to-face talking. It's really a lot of them working with the horses, and then we can process after. What was that about? And that really helps them that takes that pressure off.
And being in a judge-free kind of environment,
Right.
the horses are not judgmental.
Yeah.
And I think for veterans, a lot of times there's this concept of, I'm going to learn this task, or I'm going to do this thing, and I'm going to be a go at this station, or I'm going to fail and I'm going to be a no-go. And it's this feeling of pressure.
Yeah.
And that's sort of amplified later on in your life, especially when you're suffering from something like PTSD or an
I was just
anxiety
gonna say that.
disorder.
Yeah.
So with the horses, there's never any judgment. And it gives them an opportunity to try out these new coping mechanisms and work through things in real time and experiment. And it's healthy and it's wonderful.
Yeah, the last thing with PTSD that you want is to actually increase anxiety.
Right.
Exactly.
Because,
Yeah.
things could, all the work that you've done could go away in one day.
Yeah.
There's so many components of PTSD, and everyone's different.
Right. Right. Everybody experiences differently.
Research behind it. Now, you've seen this firsthand. What have you seen as far as the research and how it's helped?
There isn't as much research as we would like.
Yeah.
It is definitely a model of therapy that has a lot of qualitative research done. So, after therapy has been completed, participants will say, this is how it made me feel, as opposed to having numbers and it be more quantitative. That's definitely happening. and it's definitely happening more. It is it's a model that's about 35 years old, so it's still kind of a baby.
Yeah.
But we're realizing how amazing it is for people for various populations, and there's a ton of research that's currently being conducted and coming back with amazing results.
Do you see that there's more and more
Yeah.
research being being
Yep.
conducted because of the results that they're finding?
Yeah, one of the struggles in this type of therapy is that because there's not a ton of research, insurance companies don't really want to pay for it. And especially in the veteran community, they want to pay for the talk therapy and they want to pay for the pharmaceuticals. And we bring a very different approach. So insurance companies are always like, no, I don't really know.
Yeah.
So the research is what's going to drive the insurance companies being okay with paying for this.
With the evidence right there. And
Right.
plus, you're dealing with a lot of veterans who go through the VA.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
not dealing with regular insurance companies.
And there are a lot of states that have been innovative in that the VA has started doing referrals specifically to equine therapy programs because they've seen such success. That's something we would love to see happen here in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah.
Maybe over the next couple years,
Fingers crossed.
we'll see.
Well, I mean, this show right here is exposed, Mains in Motion and you guys, and hopefully we get the word out even more for you.
Yeah, we would love that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's two-part series here, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you'll be back next week, and we'll be talking more about this. And that's almost. Any last thoughts for today? Because we're going to be venturing off into some announcements and then closing the show down.
I think just some final thoughts would be if anybody is interested, please look us up and find us.
Yeah, check out our website,
Yeah.
Healing Hoofbeats.
Healing Hoofbeats. I'm having a rough night tonight.
Yeah.
I'm having a real rough.
Okay.
We're all entitled to those once in a while.
We are. Yes. So the website.
I may need some horse therapy here.
We would take you.
But yeah, it's Healing Hoofbeats
LLC.com.
LLC.com.
Yep.
HealingHoofbeatsLLC.com for more information. Certainly encourage you to look that up. We're going to be talking more about this. We're going to start something new tonight, and that is announcing some events in the veteran community.
Oh, exciting.
When you have things going on, fundraisers, we'll be doing the same for you.
Oh, wonderful.
So just bear with me for a second, and we're going to jump right into this. One of the, I'm going to talk to the viewers here. One of our future, actually next week, I think we're going to have this group on. It's Know Your Rights, Honorable Discharge, Information Session, and Discharge Upgrade Clinic. If you have received an other than honorable discharge and you meet the requirements to have it upgraded, or you don't know if you meet the upgrade requirements, this is an event that you might want to go to. It's on Saturday, August 17th from 12 to 3. It's at the American Legion Post in Berlin, Post 68. So that is August 17th, Saturday from 12 to 3, information session and discharge upgrade clinic. That's one thing. We also have, everybody in the veteran community knows that the Stand Down is every year. Stand Down 2019. It's Friday, September 20th, 2019 from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Please arrive no later than 12 noon. It's at the Connecticut Department of Veterans Affairs, Rocky Hill campus at 287 West Street in Rocky Hill. They go over an enormous amount of screening and all kinds of services for veterans. There are just a few recovery-based services, medical screenings, dental services, eye care. It goes on. For more information, you can call 860-616-3803. And the last thing, real fast, we have the Forever in My Heart. They were just recently with us, the Grand Pequot Ballroom. It's the third annual charity gala. It's September 28th, 2019 at the Foxwood Resort Casino. Entrance fee is $100. Tickets are at foreverinmyheartfoundation.org. Heidi Voigt from NBC is going to be hosting that. And Gypsy Dream Orchestra will be playing for that event. I'm sure that's going to be a great gala. With that being said, we got about 10 seconds left. What I want to do is I want to recognize Lizzie Crawford as the director. On the graphics is Joe Sanborn Jr. Jerry Beveridge is on the camera. And that's about all the time we have for this evening. I'm Chuck Wooden. Good night, and thank you for watching the Veterans Corner.